Good morning and welcome to Mouse's Makes, where I show you this week all the things that I have not been working on. I don't know why I say good morning actually, that's just occurred to me because I record in the morning but I don't upload till the afternoon, so I should really say good afternoon or good evening. I'm having one of those days. If it looks like I've been crying, please don't be concerned. I'm getting this done because I've got the opticians later, and as I was going to be going out, which I don't do very often, I thought I'll spray some perfume in my hair. So I sprayed the perfume above me like this. Can you see the fault in my plan? And it all fell in my eyes and I was like, I didn't mean to do that. So I did it again. Red eyes, puffy eyes. My mascara wasn't yet dry, so I had to wipe it, all stuck, you know, underneath your eyes. I had to wipe all that off. And I'm going to the opticians later, so I don't really know why I bothered with eye makeup, because by the time they finish blowing that puffy thing in your eye and peering in it with their bright light, I might as well not have bothered. But this is my best waterproof mascara, so at least that should stay on, but then that might well look worse because I'll cry off the rest of my eye makeup and still have black mask. It's on now, it's staying on. Even talking about it, my eyes are starting to water. I'm just going to shut up. Right, let me start again. Welcome to Mouse's Makes, where apparently the thing Mouse makes the most is a bit of an idiot of herself. Anyway, I'm going to start with this today that I very subtly put around my neck, but it's going to have to come off because I'm getting overheated. This is the One and Done shawl by Pinker that I knit very quickly. Let me just tip you down a little bit. See, it took just less than a week and used, I think, 75 grams of yarn, which is not bad. It's enough to go, you know, in your coat, as it were, because it's quite a, what's the word I'm looking for, not thin, light shawl. I have made it before. I made it before in peony yarn from Ducky Darlings. This one is made in yarn from Knit and Purl yarns that was in my year-long advent calendar, so I don't actually have a name for the colourway, but you can see it's actually quite a large shawl. Probably, I mean, you could wear it over your shoulders, I suppose, on a summer's evening if it were getting a bit chilly. You could do that with it, but not a big shawly shawl, more of a scarfy shawl. So that is my one and only finished object this week, and really it's what I concentrated my knitting time on in order to get it, sorry, let me tip you back up, it's better, in order to get it finished in time to enter into the Across the Pond shawl mal by being run by Ruth Loves to Knit and Little Monkeys and Me. Fernanda, yes! I'm sorry, I was very enthusiastic about remembering the lady's name then because I could not remember it last week. And in my brain, as I was saying to you, run by Little Monkeys and Me, my brain was going, Yolanda. And I knew that was wrong, but then I got Fernanda in the end. I'm a little bit hyper today. It must be the perfume in the eyes. I'm going to try and calm down a little bit now. It's probably the excitement of leaving the house. I had a letter yesterday, well, I had an email saying that I don't need to shield anymore, but then listing all the things that I've got to do instead of shielding, which really add up to still shielding. I think it's the government's way of saying we can't tell you to shield anymore because people are complaining about their mental health. contrary to appearances, my mental health is fine. I understand that you might be doubting that. But, yeah. They're kind of going, don't worry about it being safe out there, but stay safe out there. It's like Hill Street Blues. Anyway, digressing. Calm. Yes, so finished, one and done by Casapinka. I will attempt to remember to put a link to the pattern in the description box, but I'm recording this quickly before I go out, and then I'll be uploading when I come back. Quite likely to have fallen out of my head by then. If I haven't done it and you want a link to the pattern, just ask me in the comments, because we all know what I'm like. There's no point pretending, is there? Yes, so I'm very pleased with this. It was a very quick knit and love the colour, which kind of goes with nothing and everything. It's one of those colours. Easy to block out. I mean, when you finish it, you think, oh, it's all right. But because it's knitted in kind of a ribby fashion, it's still quite concertinaed together, and then you block it and suddenly, wow, it's huge. So, and I managed it before the end of September, which is when the make along finishes, and I really didn't think with 2 weeks to go I was going to get an entry in there, but I made it, so yay me. What else have I been knitting? I'm going to remind you about the sock along prizes later, but I just thought I'd mix it up today. I have been knitting a sock very slowly. Let me get the blocker. Okay, the blocker does not want to come. I've already caused an avalanche of yarn. I don't really want to do anything else that might require tidying up before I go out. Oh, what is it? Ignore that bit. Okay. This is a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And, oh, got my finger on something. And I think it may possibly be my favourite sock pattern ever. I've only just discovered it, and I've done this much of it. It's the Dunbrock socks. And that's quite true to the colour that I'm knitting it in as well. That's come out quite the right colour. It's gorgeous. This cabley bit is actually like a travelling stitch rather than a true cable. It's great. Love them. And I've tried a new heel. The heel on the pattern is a square... Oh, sorry. You've got to pity the poor optician, haven't you? Oh, now I've dropped the bag. The heel on the pattern is a square heel turn, which I've not done before, and I think looking at it might actually fit me better than the standard heel flap and gusset turn. So that's not quite all the knitting I've done this week. I feel I've let you down because I have no finished socks, but there was... How am I going to get that off there? I mean, seriously. I'm just going to put it down and worry about it later. I feel I've let you down because I've got no finished socks this week. But I have done a little knitting. I've started also... This is tangled too. I'm not very well prepared today. I know, I can hear you saying today. Every day. Yes, this was my prize from Caroline at the Aria Bark podcast. My can't remember what it's called. It's a blanket. This is the Beach Huts kit. I think it's called a simple blanket or something. It's over there, but it's just too far for me to be able to read. Of course, once I've been to the opticians, might be able to see it. Is that... Oh no, I thought I'd smudge my mascara again. just my puffy eyes. Yay. Yes, this is as far as I've got with the blanket, because I've only really been knitting it Friday mornings, knitting and knit and natter Zoom, I think. This is the wrong side, and I think I actually like the wrong side better than the right side. Although once it's blocked, all these little stitches will open up into a square. But yeah, as I mentioned when I showed you the kit, it goes beautifully with the wallpaper. So I'm very pleased with that. The rest of the time that I've spent crafting, and I'll be honest, I haven't done a huge amount of crafting because I've really not been feeling very well. My immune system is having another jab at me, and it just makes me feel a bit rotten. So I've not been, that's why the socks haven't got a great deal of work done on them, because they require attention, and I didn't have a great deal of brain power for paying attention to, it's not a complicated pattern, but it's not vanilla, you know, you need to like pay attention to what row you're on and what you're doing. So I haven't got a lot of that done. What I have been doing is my new obsession, the corner to corner crochet. I've used up pretty much all my DK scraps. I did find some more when I was looking for something else, but they're bright turquoise and bright pink, brighter pink than the shawl I just showed you. So I don't think it's time for them to go in here yet. There needs to be a bit of a buffer between this and that, I think. So that one's on hold now till some more scraps come. There will be some grey DK scraps coming up because, well, if I manage to get it cast on, I've got 2, possibly 3 grey jumpers or cardigans to do. So there'll be grey scraps definitely. And I was doing another scrappy corner to corner blanket, and this one is Aran, although I think the yarn I've been using is quite thick. I'd almost say it was a light chunky. So this is the Aran DK. No, you can't have Aran DK, Mandy. This is the Aran scrap blanket, and I've been working on this a lot during Knit and Natter because it's just requiring no thought at all. And this one, the other one I'm doing on a 4mm hook, this one, and I was getting cramp in my thumb joint, my arthritic-y thumb joint wasn't very happy. This is a 6.5mm hook and no issue with that at all. So I think it is the fact that I'm pinching something between my forefinger and thumb. Alex from My Yarny Corner, who does a lot of crochet, sent me a link to some, they're crochet hooks, but they look a bit like those ergonomic toothbrushes. So they've got kind of a wiggle to the handle. And I'm thinking I might invest in a couple of those in the sizes that I'm using, because this one definitely causes me less pain than the little pinchy one. So I think if I've got that nice big handle, I'll be fine. So that's 2 of my 3 scrap blankets that are on the go. The fingering weight scrap blanket, I'm still redoing what I'd already done and then pulled down because of the magic knot anxiety. And I'm Russian joining those ends rather than magic knotting them. And I'm so glad I am, because there was somebody on Instagram this week, might have been Kitty Scrapper, who was having to try and glue because her magic knots in her scrap blanket were coming undone. And I did comment and say that's like my worst nightmare. So yeah, so that's, I've got 3 scrap blankets on the go, 1 in sort of each weight of yarn that I've been using. And you'd think that would be enough corner to corner crochet, wouldn't you? Although the fingering weight scrap blanket is Tunisian crochet. It's Tunisian. I'll show it to you when I've finished fiddling with it. But it wasn't enough corner to corner crochet, not for me, because it is my new obsession. So I started myself a new shawl. The Zoom ladies saw the beginnings of it, but I've worked on it quite a bit since then. Let me introduce you to the Mammoth Shawl. There's quite a lot of it. It's already my entire arm span wide, and I've done 2.5 balls, so 250 grams, and I've got another 250 grams to go. It's big, but I want to be able to use it as a, I suppose, a schlanket, I think is the term. So to wrap myself up in when in the cooler weather, I like to sit outside in the morning or the afternoon, have a cup of coffee and just enjoy being outside. So I want to be able to wrap it round me, excuse me, a bit muffled, like a proper shawl then, so round my arms. But I thought it would also be good if I could wear it like a scarfy type shawl. This is Aran weight as well, so this is going to be very warm. Sorry if I looked a little bit distracted there. I get like news headlines pop up on the screen as I'm recording, and then I'm like, gotta read that. We've established long ago that I am easily distracted, haven't we? So there it is. And I have no idea what this wool is. I'm almost certain 100% acrylic, believe it or not, because it looks and feels very woolly, but I tried the lighter test and it melts, so I think it's acrylic. I got it on eBay. It wasn't a D-stash, it was someone selling sort of like, not ends of balls, I don't know quite how to describe it. I think it was described as being test weights or something. More experienced yarny people will probably know what that means. But yeah, I think it looks like, in my researching, I think it looks like Sirdar jewel spun, but this came in 100 gram balls, and Sirdar jewel spun, that's very hard to say, comes in 200 gram balls, so I don't know. But either way, I liked the colours. They were more orangey on like the eBay listing, but the way they're coming out, that's going to have done my hair no good at all. I tried straightening it and you can see the result. Doesn't want to be straight. The way it's coming out in these sort of really autumnal stripes, I just love it. And I want to put, when it's finished, a big tassel on each point, which will be a very bad idea because I did that on a shawl once before and just constantly had a cat hanging off it. But I'm willing to try again, and I've got some yarn coming in different colours to make 3 different coloured tassels. I think I can cope with that. It might end up with 2 the same and 1 different. I don't know. I don't know till I try. But I love it. I love all the colours. It's coming out a little bit darker on my screen. That's a bit better. But I love that gold and the green and the sort of, I don't know, sort of yellowy pink. And there's even every now and again some purple and some blue, some orange. just gorgeous. I love it. I love the way, this is where I started, obviously. If you know how corner to corner works, you know I started down here in the bottom corner. And I love the way those colours, I just, pure coincidence, ended up with 3 little squares of purple, and then it started melding into the yellow, then the orange. Just love it. So this has been my complete obsession for the last week, really. I sit and I do this for hours, and then I feel a bit guilty and I do a few rows on the sock, or I finish my the one and done shawl. But really all I want to make at the moment is this, because it's just so pretty, and because of the way it's constructed, if you know how corner to corner crochet works, I just like seeing each square change colour as I go. I just love it. I can't really talk about it enough. Apart from being able to tell you what the yarn is and what colourway it is, which really would have been the most helpful information for you, and that's what I don't have. It's a shame. Okay, I had gathered together the rest of my Aran. I might as well just show you because I've got them here. This is the rest of my Aran scraps. So I've still got a little way to go on my Aran scrap thing, but I forgot to tell you when I was showing it to you. The moment had passed, really, hadn't it? Right, I've sorted out these socks. Let me put them away. And then we'll talk about the sock along. I put out a plea last week that you try and remember and tag which prize you want when you're posting on Instagram, or put it in the correct thread for the prize you want on Ravelry, and everybody's remembered to do that. So just thank you so much. It makes my life so much easier, because I get really anxious that I'm going to miss an entry. What I've been trying to do is, if someone's put something, a finished object in, and not tagged prize, I've been trying to comment on it and ask them, and I get so paranoid I'm going to miss it, and then the person won't get entered, and they'll have done all that work and it'll be for nothing. Right. There are 2 prizes, 2 main prizes. This is the Halloween themed prize, which is a bat fabric bag with purple lining, a set of mini skeins by Little Mouse House, and they are called Troll Music. They're looking a bit tatty, but it's just the ties. The yarn itself is fine. And a pack of stitch markers, and the stitch markers are these little bats. That's one of my own. I've left your packet unopened. So that's the Halloween prize. If this is the prize you would prefer, you can either on Instagram use the hashtag MMHalloweenCal2021. If you're entering on the Ravelry thread, it's the Mouses Makes group, and the thread is simply Halloween finished objects. If you can't use Instagram, I was going to say Halloween then. If you can't use Instagram or Ravelry, you can email me your finished objects at mousesmakes@gmail.com, and just let me know in your email which prize thread you want to be entered for. The birthday prize is a little koi fish bag, flowery lining, a sock set again by Little Mouse House, and this is her high twist sock set called Scented Candles. I got in a terrible mess with that last week. So you've got, this is a 50-gram skein, although it feels bigger than 50 grams to me, but I've yet to weigh it, and 2 mini skeins to contrast. And with that there is, let me flip it over, a little birthday themed progress keeper set. So there's a Jammy Dodger, a little piece of birthday cake, Battenberg, which I love that one, and the random biscuit that could be a Jaffa cake, could be a chocolate shortcake, could be a chocolate digestive. I'm inclined to think chocolate shortcake because it's quite thick, isn't it? That's my guess, chocolate shortcake. But I don't know how well they're coming out on the camera. The cakey ones, the texture, I don't know if you can see that because I've covered up the screen so I can't see, but the texture on the cake is just fantastic, and I love that little piece of Battenberg. Love it. So that's the birthday themed prize. There is a third prize, not third prize, but another prize. It's not first, second and third, and that is a Mouse's Makes mug, double-sided, as my friend Caroline keeps saying, double-sided, with another skein, no, set of mini skeins of troll music from Little Mouse House yet again. And this prize will be for my favourite pair of socks out of all the socks that are entered. I'm already seeing some that are in the running. Let me just say that. I didn't tell you how to enter for the birthday prize, did I? Birthday prize works much the same way as the Halloween prize. On Instagram, birthdaycal 2021. On the Ravelry group, there's a birthday finished objects thread. If you can't do either of those, again, email me mousesmakes@gmail.com. Let me know which prize you want to enter for. There are, I'm wondering whether I should tell you this just to like confuse matters, but yes, I'm going to, because I have done every other week. There are also some chatter. There's a chatter thread, which is sock along on the Ravelry group. I'm struggling with my words today. And a hashtag, which is Mouses Makes Sock Along on Instagram. So that's really just to share what you're working on, have a look at what other people are working on. That's the chatter thread and tag, but not for finished objects. Don't want to confuse matters. Do not put your finished objects in there unless you're also tagging them in the finished object threads, because I will panic. You can see how much trouble I'm in before I start panicking, so let's not cause any panic. We have at the moment running on a Thursday 2 Zoom meetings. Now I'm calling them a sock along Zoom, but it's highly likely I will continue them after the sock along finishes, if at least one of them, if people would like me to. If you would like to take part in either of those, the morning Zoom on a Thursday is 11 o'clock British Summer Time, and the evening Zoom is at 6 PM British Summer Time. If you'd like to join in with either of those, the best way to get hold of me is to direct message me on Instagram, and I am amandajane.davies.58, and then I can either add you to the group if you're happy to do that, or I can just send you the ID and the passcode to get in. And I think that's everything. Zooms are running smoothly now. Less said about that the better, in case I jinx it. But yeah, I seem to know what I'm doing now. And I think that's everything I have to tell you. Yes. Just checking my list. Excuse me. Yes, that is everything. So, not really been up to much. I will try harder, though I have to warn you, it is my birthday it's my birthday next Monday, so there's visitors coming and things going on, and so there may not be a great deal to show you next week. Sorry, but I'm getting old. Okay then, that's everything, definitely. I'm gonna go. I know I'm hanging this out because my brain's whirring, thinking, what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten? And I'm looking around to see, is there anything I was supposed to talk about that I didn't talk about? I don't think there is. I think I'm all right. Yeah. Okay, definitely gonna go because I've got to get to the opticians. So, happy knitting. I will try and remember and link below what I'm supposed to link below. If I don't, yell at me in the comments. And I will see you next week. No, you will see me next week. I'll see some of you, but not all of you. Right. Bye.